We are back here on New Mexico Style with more styles for the hair, this time for the long faces. And we are going to talk a little bit about what's going to happen when you do a haircut for somebody with a longer face, correct?
Yeah, well, I think one of the most important things to note with a longer face is bangs work really great. Anytime you create any kind of width, it's going to really kind of help create some balance there. And curls. You think of Sarah Jessica Parker's a good example, right?
Yes.
When her hair is really, really straight, it almost over-accentuates how narrow she is.
I always think that.
When she has a center part and some really nice full curl on the sides, she looks great. It really softens her up.
I completely agree with that.
There's little things like that that can be done to really help create a really balanced, symmetrical look. And I think it's important to know, with narrow faces, you don't want to get a whole lot of height.
And you know what? I was going to ask you about bangs, because somebody like me, I've never been able, bangs just don't work for me. I've got curly hair and I've got a round face. So you're saying if you do have a longer face, bangs are better?
Bangs are great. So it draws some width into that equation. If you have a round face or a square face, if you do a bang, it starts making you look really asymmetric.
I was just going to say asymmetrical.
Creates you a really wide look from the front. So
I get it.
So it's good to keep, if you're going to wear a bang, if you have a wider face, a round or a square face, side bang that comes maybe to the cheekbone.
Super.
Instead, yeah, exactly. Instead of something that's going to be hard and strong.
Well, let's take a look at what you did in the video.
Kind of give you some hints on where you should go if you have this face shape also. If you look at Kara, she's fairly narrow. She's more rectangular to oval. So the whole goal here is to create some width in her face with her hair. Part of the reason why we have a bang on her already is to create some width. With her hair, it's fairly long and fairly smooth. So I think what we'll do is actually add some layers, but again, to try to create some width and actually balance out her face shape real well. With Kara's hair, I'm also going to cut it dry, again, to kind of see exactly where I need to take more weight out, where I need to add more layer. And in this case, we're actually going to take a little more length off, just to kind of keep some of the drag out of her hair. Again, we're going to try to create an emphasis in this area instead of over the top. We've already colored her hair, so her color, we use some darker tones over the top, keeping with that nice kind of chocolatey brunette type of vibe that's been really big. And then we did some lighter pieces in through the sides here that really will draw some attention into the width of the shape. So I'm going through the bang here, just breaking it up a little bit on the edge, just so it gives it somewhat of a diffused edge, and then coming back through and going a little bit deeper, again, so it has a little more movement in there. Still looks like a fairly strong bang overall, but I want to make sure that it has a little bit of play on the edges. With Kara's haircut, we're going to actually start on the side, cutting a little bit of a deeper face frame, and then hiking up her length a little bit, getting some of the weightiness out so she has a lot more play. So with the length, we're going to go ahead and take off a fair amount, again trying to draw the eye out instead of into this really tall vertical fill that we were wanting with Sarah, but with her trying to develop a little bit of a wider shape overall. So I'm going to go ahead and use the curling iron on Kara a little bit, again to create some width and just give it some really nice movement. As you can see with the haircut, we took a fair amount of length off, and we're not trying to emphasize the top here. Again, we're trying to create width here and width through here. So a stronger line at the bottom automatically draws your eye outward, so it keeps our face from looking too elongated. So what I'm going to do with Kara's hair here is take some large vertical sections, like so. I'm going to take it at the base and roll it away from her face, and just loosely get that curl developed from root to end, just giving us a really big, loose type of curl like that. And then I'm going to continue on with several coming back through the hair on either side. Cool. And there's Miss Kara. Pretty nice.
Wow, wow, wow. I loved that. That was awesome.
Good, good.
What a difference. I mean, it really goes to show a pro knows, because to somebody like me, I would never know how to achieve something like that.
Yeah, it keeps it interesting when you can engage the designer as a hairdresser instead of just a technician and just cutting hair.
Absolutely.
So, and for you ladies, I think it's really important to note that that there's solutions for any face shape.
Good to know. And of course, you are, as I said, the master of hair cutting across New Mexico. And if you want to know where to go to find David, of course, you can see right next to us on the screen all the details for the location. And we really appreciate you being with us. I've been waiting for you to get here. I'm so happy you were on today. Thank you so much for being here.
Fun.
I hope you'll come back again.
Cool. Thanks for having me.
And cut my hair again, too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Cool.